Hello, everyone, and welcome to Q&A Monday. It's nice to see you all.
Look at the amount of space we've got here today. Reason being is that I've done away with the green screen. I've gone back to our original screen, which is rather cool anyway, I think, with our ghosty. We've got Spencer back and we've got our new friend Harry. Harry, who is Harry. I'm so creative with my names.
You are.
Let's see who we've got on. Pink Unicorn, you've been getting very excited about us coming on tonight. You've been on there commenting for 15 minutes. Bless you. Oh, you're counting down even.
Good for you.
Hi, Chris from Western Australia. Southwest Sydney for the Pink Unicorn. Hi, Karen. Hi, Joe. Just don't bump anything. Renata will lose the cameras, as you do. Hi, Jeff, Andrew, Joe, James, Fiona. All the fellas are on tonight. Well, they must know. We have a secret. And hi, Seth. Hi, Susan.
Oh, gal from Stonehenge, you
Hi.
bitch. I hate you
Hi,
so much.
Karen Hook. Bronwyn. I hope Justin's feeling better. Bianca. Justin, how you doing, mate? Hayley. Christy Woods is on with her own name. Gail.
Hate you, Gail. No, I love you. I love you. I love you, Gail.
Felding, New Zealand. Ooh, take that one too, Kerry. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Seth. And Mel and Lorna Guy.
Well, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
We've got decent connection back again. Yay.
And we're not supporting things on sheets and garbage bins. That was a bit stressful, setting that all up and trying to find a space where you actually had internet connection and the lighting was sufficient, so we weren't in continual shade. But thank you, Seth. Yes, so we've been
Gail's walking into the forest. Now I hate you.
Gail, by the way, everyone, is was my best travel buddy until she left to live in England.
So I had to step into her very big shoes.
And today, if you don't know, England just opened everything up and said, come people, we have missed you. And so she has decided to spend the first day out of jail, literally, in Stonehenge and Glastonbury. Yeah.
Not talking to her. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Kathleen.
And Norfolk Island was absolutely delicious. It was beautiful.
Yeah. It was very warm.
It was very warm.
I was wishing I'd brought some lighter pants to wear. All I'd taken over was jeans, and mind you, I ripped a big hole in one of them. When I packed them, I thought, I don't know if I should take these. They're getting very thin. They were a few years old, and I tend to wear jeans a lot. I went, oh no, they'll be fine. I'll chuck them in for emergency. So when we got asked to do our Naughty and Nice Tarot show over there for the locals, I went, oh, these jeans are clean. I'll put them on. So I put them on. By the end of the night, I realised I'd had a blowout all around the thigh, the inner thigh, and luckily nobody could see it.
Hello, Inanna Elflame. Elfame.
Elfame. Is it? Elfame?
Elfame.
And did you fart in? No, it's my chair. Or it might have been Renata's chair. I don't know.
Yes, Stonehenge in Salisbury in England.
Oh, did
Andrew,
I fart with the jeans?
that is correct. That is correct.
And the bar place that we did the tarot show in, they're funny buggers over there. Sorry, wheezy. He said to us, you can have whatever drinks you have. All drinks are on the house. You know, what you like, Kahlua or vodka, and we've gone, oh, we'll just have water, thanks. He said, no, you can't have water. Water costs too much. Seriously. They rely on rainfall. So sometimes they actually have to port their water in. So it's cheaper to serve us alcohol than it is water. That's all right. I took one for the team and I drank Kahlua all night.
Hey, Susan, how are you? Tonight is Q&A, so after the light banter that we are having right now, you are welcome to ask your questions.
Paranormal question.
Your paranormal questions, and we will endeavour
Chub rub, yes.
to answer them the best way we can. Now, Nicole, about that, there is a great little company online that sells awesome little like tights that you can wear under your pants or dresses, and they're actually awesome. I can't remember the name of them. Remember, I got you
They're
to
chub rubs, aren't they?
chub rubs. Are they chub rubs?
The snag-free tights or something?
Snags? I can't remember. I'll have to have a look. But they are awesome.
They
Absolutely
are
awesome.
surprisingly
Yeah,
comfortable.
built for ladies who are a little bit more generous.
Voluptuous is the word.
Hi, Rachel.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions for us tonight?
Oh, what is the meaning of the universe? I don't
42.
know.
Karen, it's 42. You've read those books, haven't you? You've read the books, haven't you?
Did you see the nasty comment on one of our Instagrams
know.
or TikToks?
I know.
There
I
was-
hope a demon comes and
Yeah.
sure. I just thought that's an interesting comment.
Yeah, I answered him.
Yeah, but you didn't actually answer him. You just put the comment in the general feed so nobody knows what that's relating to. You needed to respond to him directly and say you and all your 5 followers. Is that what they think?
Yeah.
What's the
sorry.
the best paranormal movie you have watched? Ooh. I would have are we talking about like paranormal investigation?
Yeah, I'd say that. You let us know what you've watched. What's the best paranormal movie you've watched?
Actually,
I actually posted a question about whether people would go and see the next Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
there was a really good New Zealand one actually. I think it was the Babadook. Babadook. Somebody will know what that is. I like the way they worked that out. I thought that was really clever. So you don't know the book, Karen? It's Life, the Universe and Everything, or The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And you need to be very quirky to read it. It's very strange. And I wouldn't get the movies or the TV series out and watch it because it's just...
The Babadook.
Yeah.
Babadook. Danielle Stevenson, thank you very much. Here's a good question for you, Anne.
I have the SB7 with the red screen. Congratulations, that is the new one. That's the one with the temperature sensor on it. I like to sweep mine in reverse on 200 or 250. And always remember to change your volume before you start the sweep, because once you start sweeping, you can't change the volume on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's just a little technical thing.
Oh, I liked Mirrors too.
Oh, yes.
Mirrors is an old one, Danielle.
And I didn't mind the Nicole Kidman one either.
Oh, that's the one. What was that called? That's when they
thought they were haunted.
Yeah, they were the ghosts. That was an interesting one. That was a very good one.
The first time I saw the I See Dead People one was really good too.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the cinemas and I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I think I got it right towards the end. Daniela got to experience glass dowsing with us on Saturday night. We were in Gloucester on Saturday night, freezing our nibblies off. It was cold. Very cold.
But it was good.
It was really good. We had a little small tour that we went out and did it, and it was just really nice. Yeah, Mirrors.
Mirrors had Keitha Sutherland, I think, in it. That was awesome.
Your favourite True Hauntings episode?
Oh, geez, I like them all. I like the ones that are really curly, and you end up going, they're not really true hauntings. I love getting to that bit where you go, what a lot of shit this is.
I liked the Humpty-Doo poltergeist.
Oh, that's just because you got to say
Got
those
to swear. No,
rude
but it was just,
words.
it was interesting how that one played out, how it it all seemed to be centered around, without giving it away, centered around a certain person, and that had actually happened to that certain person in other locations. The Humpty-Doo wasn't the first place that it happened, and then there was the friend that had been killed, and there was all sorts of things going on there. So I really enjoyed that.
Kavita, it is not tarot night tonight, my sweet. If you come back
How's the
on
feet smell today?
Thursday, you can ask that question again. But tonight is not tarot.
Oh, my feet were smelling pretty bad after Norfolk Island. Yeah, I must learn to wear socks with my shoes. Oh, that's right, 42 with the depressed robot. I remember that, yep.
Because we're getting into the very intelligent conversations
Yep.
tonight. Come on, guys, give us a nice curly
Andrew's
one.
favourite is The Shining by Stanley Kubrick.
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen the Stanley Hotel one?
No.
Oh, we'll have to do something about that. The others, thank you, Lorna Gay.
Yes, the others. That was cool. I haven't seen any recently that I'd go, ooh, I really enjoyed that.
Marvin, the paranoid android. That's what it was. Anne has corona. Anne has asthma. Yeah, The Sixth Sense. That's right. I always get that confused with The Sixth Element. Oops, it just jumped.
Skeleton Key is also a good movie, Daniela. That's right. I enjoyed that.
Hi, May J. Hi, Jules. Do you? Oh, here. Do you find the moon affects your ghost hunting?
Well, it makes it easier to see.
Or it makes it incredibly spooky and dark when there is no moon. We've been out. Oh God. We've been out in the forest when there's been no moon, and it is so dark. You can see the stars, though.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
No, it doesn't really seem to have an effect on the ghosts. Everyone always says, "Oh, it's a full moon. You're going to have so much activity tonight," but in actual fact, I don't think it really makes much difference.
It depends on who you're ghost hunting with. If they're a little bit loopy, then yes, it will. Because the moon, more than anything, affects us rather than the dead. So if you are with people who tend to be highly strung or really sensitive to their environments and changes in the environment, they may actually kind of give out a different type of energy vibration on that particular night, which will cause things to happen. But we really haven't found up to this point in time full moons do very much at all when it comes to ghost hunting. I mean, there might be people here who have done ghost hunting on full moons and think quite differently. We'd love to know.
Andrew said the Overlook Hotel. Yes, that's what the hotel is called, I think, in the movie or the book. But he got the inspiration, if you listen to our True Hauntings podcast, the Stanley Hotel, Stephen King got the inspiration for the Shining movie by walking around the corridors, because they were the only ones staying there. It was the night before the hotel was shutting down for the season. And he heard voices. He heard people in the dining room. And that's what gave him the inspiration to write The Shining. So it's really cool because I've been there. Oh, Jules, that's shocking. A migraine after 90 hours. I used to get cluster migraines. It's awful.
That's awful, Jules. You will be so wiped from 90 hours. My God, how many days is that? Wow, you poor thing.
Lunar eclipse, the Ring and the Blair Witch Project. Oh, good question. Anne, what do you think about using an EM pump?
Sounds like something that...
You know what EM pumps are, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what an EM pump does is it pumps out an electromagnetic field into the environment, and it's believed that entities feed on this EMF field. They use it to energize themselves. They use it to be able to manifest and communicate. The only thing is, there is no proof in that whatsoever. The whole idea that EMF became a thing came from experiments in Psi, where they were doing the God helmet, and they were putting magnets and electromagnetic fields into this helmet, and it was putting people into an altered state where they thought they were either hallucinating, or it was like taking the ayahuasca. They thought they were communicating with the other side. So that's how the EMF came to be thought of being involved with ghost hunting. They're actually quite dangerous for people who have
Heart conditions and
pacemakers.
So please keep them away.
You must keep them away from anyone who has those conditions, because it can alter the rhythm of their pacemakers or give them shocks, or it can interfere. I personally have had no extra. I have used them. I've had no extra phenomena when I've used them, so I don't have an opinion on them yet, because they've not been successful for me yet.
Also, the EM pumps that are available to us don't give you a dramatic change. They're small.
Oh, I don't know. Have you seen some of the readings that come off them?
You'd have to do it in an enclosed environment.
Yeah, but it's they can actually pump out quite a bit. But what is the first overseas investigation? Fiona.
That's a good question.
It is a very good question. I want to take her to America because she's never been to America. So I'm busting to take her over there and investigate somewhere like the Stanley Hotel or Eastern State Penitentiary or West Virginia. What's the lunatic asylums, Waverly Hills, something like that. I would love to go there, or New Orleans. What about you?
I'd love to go to New Orleans. I would love to go to New Orleans and have a seance with Bloody Mary. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And we were going to do that. Bloody Mona.
I have been meaning to ask goosebumps. I know that sometimes I get them when something is around. I know you have mentioned goosebumps with certain topics. Is there science to show the link between paranormal activity and goosebumps?
I don't know.
We'd have to ask Lloyd.
I'll ask Lloyd about that.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. Yeah. I'm going to write that down.
I don't know whether there's been science that can actually detect, or has been done with regard to goosebumps. Again, it is one of those things where you will sometimes get them and sometimes not. And is it something that you can create in a laboratory? You've got to have a ghost there first, I guess. So that kind of discounts that. But yeah, that's a really, really interesting question, Danielle. It would be interesting to ask Lloyd of what he thinks with regard to that.
The idea is it's a little bit like the adrenaline rush, where your body is reacting to some sort of external.
It's a fight or flight.
Yeah, that's the adrenaline rush. But then the goosebumps can be associated with that. But it's also your body reacting to something in the environment that is making your hackles go up. Awesome question.
Yeah, I get. I'll see if I can find it. So you carry on.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can find.
I got the sixth sense before anyone listening around gasped. My husband said shush to me as he knew I'd gotten something no one else had yet. The moment I picked it up was when the table had been put across the door to his study, and he had to move furniture to be able to get down into his study, and that's when I went, oh.
If you want to find some really great information about things that are being peer reviewed, or
that's my chair.
information that has been put up online where people have been doing experiments and things, go to academia.edu. They have a whole selection on the paranormal, and you can often be, if you kind of signed up for it, they will send you information when a new paper gets posted. And there are some really, really, really interesting things. I'll see if I can
Yes, we
find
do.
one.
Yes, we do see the YouTube comments as well. We'll go back up to Carrie. Do you think that spiritual presence or activity increases at times of high stress for individuals?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's actually one of the things that they think is the cause of spirit encounters. But is it coming from the person who is stressed that is creating this entity, or is it um, their energy that suddenly releases, causing a psychokinetic energy to make things move, and then you start to think that you've got ghosts. Because we are, and that has been proved in the science laboratories, that we do have the ability to change environmental conditions using our minds.
Just going back to the papers, as I said, academia.edu, for example, they have a PDF of parapsychology as a science of magic, an occult perspective on psi. There is demonology, an overview, beginner's guide to parapsychology, symbolism with tarot and comparative visual analysis, the phantom hitchhiker, an alternative perspective, an analysis of contextual variables and the incidence of photographic anomalies at an alleged haunt and a control site, spectral technologies, sonic motility, and the paranormal in Chile. But if you are super keen to read papers that are a little bit more scientific and stuff that's been put out by people, academia.edu. That's where you go.
Okay. I enjoyed Lock and Key too, Nicole. Oh, yes, here we are. Susan came up with a good one. Why do you think people fear Friday the 13th? You seen the movies?
Yeah.
That's why.
There's a lot of superstition associated with Friday the 13th, Susan. So anyone who is susceptible to believing in lots of superstition will be frightened of Friday the 13th for whatever reason. It could be a familial thing. You know, the whole family is a little bit worried about Friday the 13th coming up. Ooh, it's spooky. And of course, radio and TV make a big thing out of it. It is often something that we're called on to talk about or interview, especially when Halloween, for example, also comes up. Yeah, we'll get the ghost ladies to come and tell us how spooky things are.
Sorry, the Queens of Paranormal we were called by Studio 10.
That's right. That's right.
And bad things will happen on Friday the 13th. But they would have happened on any other day of the year as well. It's just that our attention is drawn to bad things on Friday the 13th, and we think, oh, that's happened because of Friday the 13th. There will still be car accidents. There will still be people who fall over and break arms. There will still be people who lose money on the stock market. There will still be people that get robbed on every day of the year. But just because it's Friday the 13th, we are looking for the possible bad things, so they seem to stand out more to us. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Andrew, if Stephen King had psychic abilities. He also had some coke abilities back in the day. Didn't know that.
Well, how else did he get those fabulous stories? He went into an alternative universe, obviously.
Hey, Kate, how are you?
Hello, Kate. Now, guys, if you are into UFOs and all things ooky and spooky that
And hairy.
come from a different universe,
Different dimension.
head over to Cade's
Believe?
podcast, yes, called Believe.
It is called Believe, isn't it? Believe? I think that's the right one. Would a seance be a bad idea for the live show that we're going to do? We have done something similar for one of our shows where we had our round table and we put our fingers on the glass, and what we did is we had the tarot cards around the outside in a circle, and people would ask a question, and we'd call in their loved ones to pick the card to give them the answer, and we've actually incorporated that now into our Naughty and Nice tarot show. So we can do something along those lines, but we'll talk about it. Was that right? There we are.
Believe. Paranormal and UFO podcast with the gorgeous Cade. There you go. Real encounters by real people. It's fascinating.
Good question, Danielle.
And he has more followers than we do, Cade.
Bet he doesn't on TikTok, though. We're ruling TikTok.
Oh, okay, we do love you, but we're a little bit jelly that we've got so many followers.
Bloody TikTok. All right, so answer that one while I'm quickly looking at
Speaking
TikTok.
of pacemakers, how do you deal with people on tours if they've got heart problems? Do they have to sign a safety statement or anything? No, but you know, we do. They don't come out and go, oh my God, I've got a pacemaker. We've had one or two people who have told us prior. People do not tell us their health history. We do not ask because it is a little bit invasive to ask that. The one thing that does scare me, Danielle, and I have to be really upfront about this, is ladies who come along who are like 7 or 8 months pregnant. It's about to drop and they come on a freaking ghost tour. Scares the crap out of me because I think
the baby's going to fall out.
Okay. What do you do? What do you do when someone turns
walking
up?
along and there's a head there? You go, oh, hello.
What do you do when a lady that's 7 or 8 months comes on a ghost tour?
You let it go.
No, it is not right.
What do you think's one of the souls of the prisoners is going to jump into the baby's soul?
It is not that at all. I'm worried from the health perspective. You know, from the point of a jump scare or anything like that.
But we don't do jumps.
I know we don't.
We don't do that.
But
so...
other assholes on the tour might.
Yeah.
When it is inappropriate. And then you go, Lordy. It's a bit hard to say for them, please don't go in there when they've paid for a ticket.
There was, at Quarantine Station Manly, they always used to say with the shower block, that pregnant women should not go in there because it was supposedly, now this is one of the stories, a place where women were taken into and given abortions. And that apparently there are people who have miscarried by walking into the shower block. And that's stories that you don't muck around with. That's like, you don't do that. But interestingly, I did have, and it's happened over the 6 years, and I suppose when you look at the odds, it's probably about normal, probably 3 women who came out at the end and said, my period suddenly started and it's not due, when they were in the shower block.
Oh.
So that's just odd. Anyway,
They weren't tarot cards, pink uniform. They were our business cards, but out of habit, I tend to do this. I'm programmed.
What was last week's
that.
podcast? Was that The Exorcist?
That was The Exorcist.
Yeah, we've only got one more recorded at the moment. We've got to crack out another one. Otherwise, we've got nothing for next week.
Oh, Justin, that is a big question. What are your thoughts on possession? Loaded question.
I did a course with Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, who is a psychologist and a parapsychologist, and we looked into a lot of the famous possessions and exorcisms, and he said that of all the cases in the world he has studied, there may be one that was a possession, and even then he could probably find an explanation for that. So
I think we've yet to uncover what triggers those events, and that is not um, taking into account those that sort of create those events to happen and have some sort of psychokinetic ability to keep those events going. But there are certainly events that have occurred that we classify as a possession that are really very hard to put into a definite sort of answer. But at the moment, Justin, I have to agree with Anne that a lot of what we feel or see or hear as a possession, we don't know enough about. We only hear bits and pieces of the story. We don't know the whole story. And that is one of the crucial factors, I think, that is often missing when you just are given the juicy bits and everything else is kind of not interesting because it's not interesting. And there could be a couple of things that go on when we look at a case that has possession involved. There could be a ghost, but there could also be or psychokinetic energy that's going on, which are two different things. It's just that they're all mixed together. But at the moment, if you ask a parapsychologist, they would find it really, really hard to classify possession as something that is external. They look at it as coming from a source, what do they call it? The person that's involved, the target person. That's not the word. Sorry.
we're still tired. We flew in Friday afternoon, got the car, drove to Maitland, did a tour at Maitland Jail, drove back, slept for a couple of hours, jumped in the car, drove to Gloucester, did a tour, slept for a couple of hours, drove back yesterday. We're still a little tired. So it's coming from the mind of the person.
Yeah.
All right. Good question, Barbara. How are you? Do you think psychokinesis activity happens instantaneously, or could there be a delay in the time before the activity? Some is spontaneous, so they don't know that they're doing. Some people can do it deliberately, but I don't think it's as easy as like picking up something and putting it down. I think it takes a lot of practice and is a little bit cumbersome. Could there be a delay in the activity? Possibly.
I don't know. I'm no expert on psychokinesis. It's another one for Lloyd. We're building up a lot of questions.
But I mean, if they were practicing it over and over and over and over, then that would be like a build up that eventually would hopefully release. It's like any muscle. You've got to work it to strengthen it, and
I don't know how much of a delay, if there was a delay. I don't know whether it's an energy that can be stored up and expelled at a particular time. I don't know whether that's even feasible to do. I know that a lot of psychokinesis happens without the knowledge of the person that's involved. It is something that is derived from the subconscious. So, you know, the target person may not even be thinking about that, but they are holding a lot of emotional energy that seems to transfer into something else.
Okay, Sam. I watched a scary movie the other day and one chick got fucked by a ghost. Has there been any cases of people reporting having sex with a ghost?
Yes.
Loads.
Yes.
Loads and loads.
There's books about them.
Yeah.
There's movies about them. There's crazy ass shit about them. They make fantastic stories. How much of that is true and how much of it, again, is subconscious stuff happening for that person? And that's not to say that whoever has this experience doesn't believe that it's real. They can actually believe that it is very, very real, but it may not be real. It may be a symptom of something else that is going on. And the transference of that symptom seems to have some power or hold over that particular person, and they have this experience that is absolutely real. But what's going on? Not sure. But there's plenty of stuff.
Okay, do you think the SLS Connects camera are useful in a paranormal investigation? I see people walking around with them, and they need to be stationary for the lasers to map depth, etc. Yes, they are meant to be on a tripod, and they are meant to be stationary.
And they should be pointed at a blank wall. They should be pointed at a surface that doesn't have corners and bits hanging out.
Furniture,
because the Connect will map that, and often it will look like a person.
Mm-hmm. So if they're used with the knowledge on the false positives that they can produce, then they can be useful. A lot of time on Ghost Adventures, I think they're actually mapping their own shadows because they've got night vision cameras that are using IR lights. If anyone stands in front of one of those IR lights, even though you can't see it, it will cast a shadow, which the SLS will pick up and it will map as a person. So they're a lot of paranormal equipment, they're misused and not understood.
And you've also got to look at what the Connect was used for to begin with. It was used for a game, and where they're trying to use it in an environment that it was not built to be used for. And you can put all the different gadgets and extensions and things to it, but the guts of it still were not created to do what they're doing. And I mean, you've got one of the ones that was built by Bill.
And it's completely different to the bodgy ones that they make.
Completely different. And he spent thousands and thousands of dollars to try and...
about $250,000 he spent perfecting that, getting the bugs out of it, and then watching people walk around misusing it. Anyway, my sister and I had a period of time where electric shocks were sent under the table to each other. Yet certain times of the year you can actually get a lot of static electricity. I went to a town called Cripple Creek where the static was unlike anything I had ever experienced in my life, to the point that I wanted to sit in a corner and cry because I kept getting zapped by everything. Everything. Nikola Tesla used to live up there because of the static that was found, so he could conduct some of his experiments.
That's happened to me when I go to the supermarket.
Oh,
and
I haven't had it happen in a long time.
Holy shit. It hurts. Especially when you're wearing thongs.
Oh, Daniel Stevenson, 13 was the number of people at the Last Supper as well, just for another... So we're only just up to Friday the 13th, the questions that people are answering. We're a little bit behind. The day the Pope decided to kill the Templars. Ooh. Hi, Stephen, how are you? And here we have the Paranormal United Networks. We will be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. for our United States, UK, Europe show that we do for Paranormal United Networks. Renee, there is so much lore regarding Friday the 13th. It goes way back. I see it was a lucky day for witches.
Also, I posted a question on...
This is true. I've seen that. Hotels don't have a 13th floor.
Not all, but some of them do. I posted a question today about whether you have family and friends that love what you do, or find it really quirky and weird that you love the paranormal, or whether you have people around you that will just say to you, don't do that because you will end up going to hell. I'm wondering whether you guys can answer that question as well, and let me know whether you actually have support in following this particular hobby or this particular love that you have, or whether you actually have people around you that have spent a long time trying to dissuade you from doing it because it's just a whole lot of rubbish. Be awesome to let us know.
Cade says we can keep TikTok.
Yeah, I know, Kate.
This is a good question and something we've been discussing.
Oh, there's Renee again with those great
I know.
questions. Love you coming on, Renee.
Do spirits fade with time, or is it because as relatives pass, they lose connection to the current world? What is the oldest spirit you've connected to? This is something we've been discussing because we found that over COVID, a lot of our sites when we came back were really quiet. When we went to Norfolk Island, we were asked, have you found it to be very active? And we said, actually, no, it's very quiet. And this particular individual said, yes, it has been. And they were one of the people who live on the island. They too had noticed, without tourism there and without the ghost stories being told, that it had all become very quiet. So is it because the tourists coming through or the people on the tours come through are providing the energy for those entities to be able to still manifest in this universe? Or are we keeping the stories alive and creating those entities by telling their stories over and over? Is it the chicken? Is it the egg? We don't know, but it's been interesting how most places have been quiet when we've come back. Miss Porter's has been very quiet. It's starting to pick up now because we're starting to do regular tours coming back in again. What's your thoughts on that?
Sorry. Yeah, I did. I found that there were many places when we started doing our tours that were extremely quiet. Maitland Jail was extremely quiet, and yeah, it's taken some time for things to start to happen again. The oldest spirit I've ever connected with, Renee, was something that I wasn't meaning to connect with. I was actually over in England, and Gail, who is currently tramping around Stonehenge as we speak, bitch, was with me at the time, and we were heading towards Scotland, and there was a castle up on the hill as we were driving down this little road, as so happens in England and Scotland. And we went, oh, let's go and have a look. And it was a ruin, and we stopped in. It was a National Trust building, and there was a staircase inside that went all the way to the top. And I said, I'm not going. I'll just sit here on the bench, and Gail, you can go up and have a look. And as I sat there on the bench looking through the castle, the ruins of the castle, I kind of probably zoned out a little bit, just kind of in my mind, bit of daydreaming. And as I looked through the castle on the other side, I saw a man walking along in a long white robe sort of thingy. And I went, oh, that's quite interesting. Came back kind of into my head as I noticed this person walk past, and then of course they walked past and behind the castle ruins, and I kind of, you know, those the things that the knights used to wear under
The tabard.
the iron
Chainmail
and stuff.
They call that a tabard, the sort of like the tunic that goes
Yeah,
over,
a
and
long,
then they put the
yeah, just a long thing down to the ankles. That's what
nice frock.
that's what it looked like to me, and very rough material from what I could see as I looked into the distance. But I would say, Renee, that that's probably the oldest type of ghost that I have seen. And I remember telling Gail about that. Guess what I saw while you were up there?
Oldest one I've connected with, probably in Ireland. Once again, it was just a connection. It wasn't actually seeing anything, but it was more feeling. And it was at a place called St. Bridget's Well, where it's like a shrine to St. Bridget, and I became very overwhelmed by something. It was bigger than you and me, and I was like tears. It was, there were no words, basically. Cade. Cade wants to know.
Okay, so this was a thing that I saw Can you see it?
You have to tip it back. Yeah, those things.
Those, yeah. Rotten bloody thing. Hold on. Yeah.
Bloody mongrel.
That thing, of course, without the cross on it. Yeah, so just that.
Nice frock.
Yeah.
Cade wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Min Min lights, paranormal UFO, or something else other than ghosts?
Min Min lights. Well, that's interesting, Kate, because just today I was listening to Mysterious Universe, which is another fantastic freaking Australian podcast that's heard worldwide, and they were talking about lights and people interacting with light anomalies, and they were talking about plasma. Plasma. Oh God, what was it? I told you about it. Can you
I
remember?
obviously wasn't listening. I was having one of those moments where I'm going, yes. Yes.
But energies that are created from plasma, and people have had interactions with them. And they talked actually about Min Min lights as a possibility because these lights are seen worldwide, as you would know, Cade. You're
into all this shit.
You're into all of this shit. And they talk about this plasma phenomena that happens. And there is a school of thought that believes that we can, or they interact with us because they're trying to enlighten us. That's a bit creepy when you're saying lights, enlighten us, you know what I mean. And give us information.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know whether it's. Do you know? What do you think? Paranormal UFO or something else?
Is he asking, are the Min lights paranormal? Are they, or the UFOs?
Well, they're definitely paranormal because they're not normal.
We
There's
don't know what
something
they are.
odd, and we don't know what they are. We're going to need to do an episode on the Min Min lights.
We'll put it onto True Hauntings. We'll do an episode on True Hauntings.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know enough about them. I know of them. I've heard stories of them, but I haven't researched them, so I can't. My logical brain, of course, is going to something logical that it might be. Like, what was the ball lightning and all that sort of stuff we were looking at? Yeah. Good topic, though.
So Lorna has said that doing some training in a nursing home and have had a door randomly fully close on me in a very still environment. That's what happened to us on Norfolk Island. We had a door close. We had a door open on us, and this was a door on the far side of the room. All the windows and everything were closed. There was no breeze. We were sitting there on the bed talking because we had one bed that we had to share, and we were kind of staring at this door because it was directly in front of us. And this door was a weird door. It was to the bathroom, and it's got a dodgy lock on it, so you tend to lock it every time you close it. And it kind of went click and then and open, and we're both staring at it and went,
come on in.
Hello. Yeah, also had a buzzer in a particular room go off a few times, various times, knowing there was nobody in the room. And the resident of that room wasn't even in the building. It used to be originally a hospital. I bet this place goes off for the night shift. Oh, exciting, Lorna Gay.
And
that sounds
Haley
good.
is also saying they've seen lots of things out of the corner of their eye.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nurses will tell you stacks of stories about stuff like this.
If you aren't sure about possessions, what are your thoughts on attachments? I call them hitchhikers. I don't call them attachments because that's sort of like a connotation that they're...
Yeah, Fiona, that's a good way of thinking about it, that an attachment might be the beginning stage of possession. Again, and as Lloyd says, and this is really interesting because I've said this for a really long time, you've got to be bloody interesting for an attachment to form on you to decide, yeah, I'm going to go home with her or him because they sound as though they're living an exciting
They
life.
smoke ciggies and I'm dying for a ciggy.
Yep. Or you're doing something that they would love to do, or they live vicariously through you. So again, if you're an alcoholic, and they were, then they're going to love the smell of alcohol on your breath, and they're going to push you to do more and more. So have another drink, mate, because geez, you're having another drink, but so am I. And this is where this whole idea of coming to the spirit world, you have to kind of be in control of your own body and your senses, because the vulnerability that you can show can sometimes make you a bit of a target when it comes to um, attachments.
Okay, I'm just going to go for a bit of a scroll.
Hello, Jeanette. How are you?
Oh, Stephen, you have no idea some of the stories we dug up about the sex and ghosts.
Oh, we could do a whole show on that, Stephen, on
Yeah.
the Paranormal United Network. We've got some good
Uh,
ones. Anne did the best research ever on that. Just let us know whether we can, and we will.
and
Because it's a bit
everyone,
juicy.
send some prayers and hearts out to Jeanette. She's going through a rough time at the moment. She needs a little bit of healing sent her way. So please, everyone, send her some healing thoughts. Send her some love hearts. Um, oh, okay. So what's that, Stephen? A proton camera at a cost of 25k American dollars. That's like 100,000 Australian. Getting tons of success. I don't know about that one. Going to write that one down.
Oh, you got a spare 25k?
Yep.
American dollars? My God, I'd have to sell both my kidneys. And I still wouldn't have enough.
I need ya.
The proton camera, that sounds good.
It's understandable, Stephen. Many do.
Did you notice that I didn't even get a frickin' mention?
Nope.
No.
It's all about me.
Thanks, Stephen. I get it. I understand. I've been put in my place. It's all right.
Hang on, I'm just trying to scroll down. Tabard. There you are, see? Question from Anne Marie. Geez, I can feel the energy just draining out my butt at the moment. I'm like,
Keep a holding still. We've only got a few more minutes left.
I know.
Do ghosts pick people to appear in front of? Yes! We perched my great, I think that's Great, but never mind. It's all right. It's probably...
It's all right. We speak this speak.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It's probably autocorrect, because you hate that. Grandfather's house. He did die in the house. I saw him in a ghosty form and didn't know who he was. I was sitting with my mum looking at photos and told her that was the man I saw in the hallway. Wow, I was
Love
5.
Love it.
Anne Marie, what a special thing to have seen. And yes, they do tend to pick up on the most open-minded of people, those that kind of really, I know, still believe in fantasy and still believe in all the things in the world that are possible. Hi, Ivy.
That's what I'm sort of leaning towards too, as well, Colleen, is that the phosphorus reaction with the earth and the atmosphere. I tend to go with logical things. I need to be smacked over the head with something to believe it. I'm shocking. We've almost got our Naughty and Nice Tarot Show tour sorted. We've got 6 weekends that we are going to be heading out to various places, and we know we're going to Melbourne and Geelong, and we are going up to the Gold Coast, and
Central Coast.
We're going out to Dubbo. So Central Coast, yeah, we've got a few places. Obviously, we can't get to everywhere, but hopefully we'll be a little bit closer to someone who might like to come and see the show. All right.
Oh, Renee,
Oh.
every night before bed, my 3-year-old asks if there are any skeletons, monsters, or ghosts in the house. I say no skeletons or monsters, and ghosts aren't scary. Just tell them to go away. Oh, bless Renee.
Yeah, my little 3-year-old granddaughter keeps talking about ghosts and monsters, and I go, but you don't need to worry about that because your Grammy is a ghost hunter. And I said, well, I actually tell her that we only talk to the nice ones. Whoops. Hello, Three Beards. How are ya? Oh, I love how everyone drops in.
That's another fantastic podcast, the Three Beards podcast. Jump on their podcast when you have a moment in time and check out what they have on next, because it's great. Oh, we've been on it, so it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, all right. Well, that just about wraps it up for us for the evening. So any last minute questions? We'll be back on tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. Eastern EDT time, Eastern time in America, or 10 a.m. Sydney time in Australia. God knows what time in England. And
I have no idea what we're talking about. Are we still talking about ball lightning and
I
blue
think
balls?
so. I haven't done up the post for it yet, so we'll have to. I've got to find all the information on that. So yeah, so we're thinking we're going to sort of do a little bit of the ABC of paranormal, like we did 2 years ago, on the American channel. Uh, so there'll be many of you that won't have heard a lot of those stories. So yeah, if you want to, we did A last time we were on, which was Annabelle. Last week we were in Norfolk Island, so we did pictures of Norfolk Island and talked about it, and yeah, big bug balls. Oh, all right. I'm losing. Hey girls, asked me an interesting drive home person phone is not of this world. Ooh, where was that, Richard?
One of the great things that we get during the week is often stories that people will give us with regard to some of the places that we mentioned. And there was a mention of, oh, who sent it to us about a story about one of the sites that we go to. And they told us an interesting. Oh, Grossman House, yes. So a fellow actually said to us, because the Grossman House tour is coming up shortly, and that tour is now live online
Oh,
at
that's why
Newcastle
we heard
Ghost
the
Tours.
footsteps walking over the top of us, and we were in the middle of talking to the whole tour group. We've just heard this. We've all gone, what the hell? And the house was locked. And I've gone running up the stairs with another investigator to make sure there was nobody there. And well, nobody had broken in. There was nobody there.
But this particular gentleman said that he worked next door at the Woolies or the Coles, and they had weird and wonderful things happen there. And they have seen there a ghost of a child and the ghost of a gentleman, I think, which they associate
Got Mick into it. Well done.
with Grossman House. So that's really interesting. I love when people give us stories and say they've seen this, that, or the other.
We had somebody contact us from the Copeland gold mine as well, saying it was her grandfather.
Oh, yes.
That used to be there in the 50s and the 60s.
Yes, absolutely.
So I said, tell us your stories.
Yeah.
We need to know. Anyway, we do have to get out of here, guys. Thank you for joining us. As I said, tomorrow morning, we've now got a pin post on the Anne and Renata Frightfully Good, so you can see where we are at what times. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. our time, and then back on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. for our tarot show. In the meantime, see you on the dark side. Bye.